Hi everybody, welcome back to February's card class. We are on card number 2, which looks like this. So for this card, I've used that really busy hot air balloon background patterned paper, which I just absolutely love. There's only a little bit of stamping on this card in the sentiment, and I'm actually going to fussy cut out this little hot air balloon. So let's make a start. As I mentioned at the beginning, everything that you need is in the measurement guide. All your measurements and all of your die cuts will be in your little die cut pack. So I've got a plain white card base, and I've got 2 pieces of fresh freesia card, a piece of white card that's just a bit thinner, and a piece of the designer series paper. Now, depending on how you've cut your DSP depends on which hot air balloon you're going to get on the front of your card, but you do have 2 sheets of each pattern in your kit. So if you did want to make it as I've designed it and you've cut it differently, don't worry, you can just use the other sheet. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking these 2 pieces together, a piece of white onto one piece of the fresh freesia card and the designer series paper to the other. So this piece with the DSP is going to get stuck on the front of the card. Now, a little bit different for me, this piece is the height of the card. I usually have a border around all 4 edges. I've not done that on this one. When you stick that on, open your card up and just trim off any excess that you might have. Okay. Lovely. I say lovely. Didn't quite go through. 3 pieces. Trimming that off at the bottom. Okay. And that neatens everything up on the front. Open your card and put this piece inside as well. And what this does is this just evens up the weight of the card, which is always nice. Okay, so what you've got now, you've got your card front and your card inside. Again, if you've got any overhang, just neaten that up as well. And backwards and forwards a few times, that's much better. Okay, so there we have it. Just going to pop that over there. Next, you've got a few little pieces to sort out. This strip here, I'm going to stick this to the front of my card, and it just creates a little bit of a space for you to then put this on. If you put everything on straight away, you're going to kind of lose it in the background because it's quite a busy backing paper. So I've just cut myself a little strip of white card. And let's get it stuck on. Okay. So there are the dies will cut out the hot air balloon top, but here it's not going to cut out our bucket, and we need that bucket at the bottom. So I'm just going to trim around this really carefully. And actually they're quite straightforward to cut around. Just following that around. It's quite nice because there's like a guide on this that you can just cut into. So for the hot air balloon, I'm going to pop that on with a couple of little foam pads, some dimensionals. And that's going to go about there. I'm going to overhang it slightly. So that sits there. You've got a couple of banners to stick on. These banner dies are fabulous. I think they look great with so many different things. Once they're stuck on, you've got a couple of little clouds. which I'm going to pop on with some little foam pads again. I think height with this set really makes a difference, because you then get the illusion that things are sort of in the background and in the foreground of your card. So there are my little clouds. And then I've got my sentiment. So the sentiment, I've cut myself a thin strip of fresh freesia card, and it's 1 centimetre in height. And the length, if you're using the Just a Note to Lift You Up sentiment, I'm stamping in fresh freesia ink. Just give that a little sip. And then I'm going to put that on my card. So, and then to finish the card, there's 2 things. You've got a few little gems, and I'm using these Calypso coral coloured gems at the bottom. A big one and a small one, and then a little one just in there. Okay. And then lastly, I've got a little bit of this baker's twine. Changed my scissors in this video. And I'm going to tie that around the bottom of the hot air balloon, around the basket. And secure with a little bow. And that is card number 2, all finished. You should see card number 3 popping up right about now. Do join me on that video. Bye for now, everyone.